You better keep your fingers crossed. We are approaching the end of the hurricane season. We haven't seen many major storms.
It's been pretty quiet. Meteorologist Mike Masco here now to explain why the numbers are so low. Mike?
Yeah, Kelly and Jamie, good evening. We are about a month and a half away from the end of this year's hurricane season. Now, so far, we've had 11 named storms, which makes this season completely average. But what's abnormal is the lack of major activity in the hurricane department. Not just this year, but the last several years. Take a look. From the air, the damage continues to leave many in awe. And from the ground, the personal stories of struggle continue to be told.
This is heartbreaking. I've lived here my whole life. I'm like a fourth generation here. And like I said, this hole is devastating.
That was a year ago when Superstorm Sandy slammed into the East Coast. A year later, a completely different look. Take a look at the numbers this year. Only 2 hurricanes have formed in the Atlantic, with neither one becoming a major Category 3 or greater system. Many question why the inactive year after such an extreme outlook.
That's going to be the question of the season, and I think there are a couple of culprits. There's been quite a bit of wind shear in the upper atmosphere. Hurricanes don't like wind shears.
The combination of dry air and dust from Western Africa has led to the suppression of hurricane development.
It's a bit odd to have a lack of activity, relatively speaking, in both the Pacific and the Atlantic. And so many people think there may be some type of atmospheric mode like the El Nino or the Arctic Oscillation. Some of our methods for projecting seasonal forecasts may not handle those very well.
Only 6 weeks are left remaining in the 2013 hurricane season, and there's still plenty of time for storms to develop. The factors that have inhibited development earlier in the season may weaken or even disappear altogether. If you look at history, 2 of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded in the Atlantic Basin, Hurricane Wilma and Mitch, occurred in mid to late October.
I'll remind viewers that Superstorm Sandy or Hurricane Sandy happened on October 29th or so. We're not even to that yet, so we do have to keep our guard up.
To recap, the Atlantic hurricane season started June 1st and officially ends November 30th. Now, the absence of a major hurricane in the U.S. this season continues a record-long streak. This Thursday will mark exactly 8 years since the last major hurricane made landfall in the United States. Mike Masco, ABC 2 News.
Well, it's a good thing we haven't had major hurricanes this